Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Well, actually, no, it's actually afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. I don't know what I had for breakfast, but I'm sure keen to chat with all of you today. Welcome to Proudly SA's, another fantastic webinar helping and guiding our community, our country with very relevant topics in our space for small businesses. Today, we're talking about healthy living and local products. So this webinar will explore how everyday South African Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Proudly South Africa's yet again another wonderful webinar guiding and helping our community, our people, our country in all things fantastic with regards to our local businesses and our products and how we can get them to you and vice versa. Today, very excitingly, we're talking about healthy products and local products, healthy living with local products, sorry. So this webinar will explore how everyday South Africans can improve their health and well-being by choosing locally made products. It will cover three key areas: nutrition, wellness, and personal care. Participants will learn how local foods, supplements, and supporting local businesses for job creation. This session will include expert advice, product demonstrations, and practical tips for incorporating local products into daily routine. So thank you, everybody, for joining us this afternoon. It's very exciting to be able to speak to everybody. I hope you all have your hashtags ready for this awesome presentation. My name is Adi, and I'm from Pasture and Plate. I will be your facilitator today and guiding you through some of the other small businesses and industry heads in this field. So thank you all for joining us. I think we're waiting on a video to start shortly. In the meantime, let me share with you a little bit about myself. My name is Adi. Like I said, I'm the founder of Pasture and Plate, a serene small holding sanctuary dedicated to slow living, nourishment, and holistic well-being. And as an experienced Pilates facilitator and devoted advocate for women's wellness, I bring a bit of a grounded and heart-led approach to everything that I do. My journey into movement and healing is deeply personal. It's rooted in my path of self-discovery and resilience for the body's wisdom. I create spaces where women can come and reconnect with themselves through mindful movement, breath, and presence. So here on our farm, Pasture and Plate, we have a Pilates studio where we do mindful workshops. We have a horse riding stables where we facilitate equestrian interactions. We have a farmyard and eatery, and I'm going to share a little bit about it in my presentation this morning. So here we are. If you can just open that up, thank you so much. So at Pasture and Plate, can we just scroll down a little bit? At Pasture and Plate, we've transformed. Sorry, just go back one. Thank you. We have transformed a derelict small holding in Honeydew into a working farm and wellness sanctuary. Beyond our core offerings, which I shared earlier, the horse riding stables, the farmyard, wellness studios, and a farm-to-table eatery, we also are expanding into new revenue streams by creating a space where local brands can thrive and expanding their reach into your space and yours too. Our new retail store, which will showcase some products from other small businesses, turning their foot traffic into shared visibility and growth This model shows how local producers can move beyond single products into holistic wellness experience and collaborative ecosystems. Here we have a photo of one of our vegetable gardens. We've harvested lettuce over there, as you can see, and tomatoes, but now we actually have our own probiotics growing, and we are going to be harvesting that and producing that into selling it on our farm. So everything is coming from our pasture and onto a table. We can go next. Thank you so much. So why are we diversifying? So what is the importance of diversifying your product as a in the wellness industry, whether you beauty or anywhere in between? Traditional product-based income can be limiting and seasonal. People are only buying sunscreen in summer. People don't tend to buy that in winter. I don't know why. They should. Wellness consumers are seeking experiences, connection, and authenticity, not just the product. It's really amazing to have a gorgeous smelling bottle of Radox in your bath shower, but wouldn't it be amazing if you had the bath salts there too, if you had essential oils going? You want to really be enmeshed into a wellness feeling. You don't just want to see it, you want to smell it, feel it, touch it. Diversification builds resilience and opens up collaboration opportunities. Just today I met a beautiful florist somewhere in Fourways on my way home, and I stopped in and I chatted with her. She's now going to be coming to guide and style our farm as to how to start a flower garden. She will harvest these flowers for her floristry, but also allow us the opportunity to sell her flowers in her design bouquets, in our farm, in our retail store. I could have driven past, but that collaboration opportunity pops up every time because so many people enmesh their passions into, or their wellness interests into our farm. And it is a one-stop shop, something for everyone. So there is food for maybe granny and grandpa that come with their kids to the farm. There is animals for the kids to play with. For those that are not parents, there's a wellness studio. You can go have a walk on the farm and have a farm tour and ground in nature. So whether your age or what your interests are, there's something for everyone in our wellness sanctuary. So next, please. We have an assortment of experiences and products in one place. We have the farm to fork experience, where over there we have a ashwagandha harvest coming along soon. We have a farmyard. I've got a photo of my daughter and I. She loves animals, and every time we rescue animals, we get to bond around them. We get to talk about them. We get to share. Family wellness is important, and that's the bonding, that's the connection, that's the engagement. We have a lot of those opportunities because of the animals, but also because of the soil on the farm, the opportunity that lends itself to get your hands dirty, to get stuck in, find something to get knowledgeable about and share it with your family and your community. We have also just recently acquired a food truck. There are a lot of people I wish we could share our gem of a farm to, but unfortunately people are placed and scattered across Johannesburg and Gauteng. So the goal is to take what we are doing on our farm and expand it. Take our wellness experience to a event. For example, we have a farm to fork, as you see, experience. So when you are out at an event, a sports show or music show, whatever the case is, and this truck comes to you, you should be feeling wholesome. You should feel organic. You should feel like you want to go back to basics and eat healthy food as opposed to something that is quick and easy and on the go. So here's our food truck. We're taking wellness to the world, and then we have a movement studio. So the movement studio is also like, personal wellness. That I have a client that comes for Pilates, and she always says to me, Adi, the mind-body connection with Pilates, with movement, helps me with my anxiety. It helps me to deal with my life. It helps me to have a very strong ability to deal when she cannot breathe. She actually struggles. So we have the movement. So there's when we say wellness, we incorporate mind, body, soul, gut health too. You can go next. Thank you so much. Our journey, we revitalize a dilapidated farm into a vibrant wellness destination. We've integrated multiple touch points with the animals, the food, the nature, the grounding, the movement, the mindfulness. We've created a space that caters to families, individuals, and wellness seekers. So we host a lot of fruit platters. We serve a lot of fruit platters, a lot of vegan-friendly platters. So that's the body wellness. We do the emotional wellness. A lot of children are struggling with anger, aggression, split homes, dealing with bullying at school, they can come to our farm, having the animals in their care, adjusting their body rhythm to that of the animals. It just helps for a very calm and created energy and spirit. When they go back home, they're very chilled out and very grounded, and can, I think, deal with their confidence a lot more than if they had never engaged with big animals like horses. And then that's just a photo of our wellness studio over there. We have weekly meditation at 9 till 10 every Sunday morning on our farm. We also do yoga and Pilates as well, Reiki, and all sorts of mind health modalities. Next, please. The digital and experiential integration. So we use events, we use workshops and content creation to drive our digital awareness. We create multi-sensory experiences that connect product with lifestyle. Our online presence amplifies the in-person engagement. So we do like to create a lot of raw and organic reels, what our food looks like. That's from our mulberry tree at our farm, and having the animals. And we also give out seedlings as part of presents to children's birthday parties and corporate giftings. So we're taking what we do on the farm and we're just placing it into different types of environments through obviously using our digital reach. Can go next, thank you. So a new revenue stream, community retail store and food truck. I know that people would easily drive past a farm. It's not very easily accessible or seen perhaps, but we are now creating a space where different businesses and brands can come and call us home and bring their foot traffic. So we're taking the food produce to the people and correctly positioning to sell an experience. We're launching a retail store on the farm to create local products. We focused on products that align with our ethos so that you could experience the wellness when you walk into the store. It should make you want to buy healthy. It should make you want to live healthy. It should make you want to go back and tell people about how good it is to get back to basics. So we're leveraging existing foot traffic from all of those partners. We're not charging them rent and allowing them the space to come and market their products so that we can expand this wellness industry. Next, please. Thank you. Opportunities for local brands. Access to physical shelf space without owning a storefront, tap into an already engaged, health conscious audience. People that are coming to our farm are people that are conscious about animals. They're healthy, not necessarily healthy eaters, but they appreciate a farm experience. They know what it is like to be authentic, to go back to basics, or they'd like to at least experience it. So in that, there's shared storytelling. We co-host events and collaborate marketing. We also enhance visibility for smaller brands, like I said earlier on, through this retail presence. Next. So how do we end off? We ask ourselves, how are you rethinking your offering? How can your product become a part of a bigger experience? Look for partnership and platforms that align with your brand values, and collaboration over competition. Local businesses growing together stronger. There are many people in the industry that can do the same thing, but sometimes when you work together and you expand your reach, it actually goes a lot further. You make a more impactful impact into your community, and is that not what we all want? Thank you very much, everybody. Awesome. Thank you so much for listening to that. We should now go into a Proudly South Africa campaign video. Okay, our video will be played at the end, so that's not a problem. I'm liking to introduce Retha Hamza. She is the founder of En Bon Sante. Retha, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. Retha is a registered dietitian and the founder of EBS Dietitians, a premium nutrition consultancy supporting executives, organizations, and individuals in building healthier relationships with food. Her work spans corporate wellness program design, healthy content creation, and one-on-one executive consulting. With a special interest in behavior change, eating psychology, and intuitive eating, Retha combines science, compassion, strategy to elevate well-being in both personal and professional spaces. Welcome, Retha. Thank you so much for joining us on our live stream today.
Thank you, Adi, and hello everyone, and welcome. As introduced, I'm Marietta Harmse, a registered dietitian and founder of EBS Dietitians, and well done for pronouncing that in bon santé correctly. It's actually French for in good health, and that's what we stand for, but we do love the French element of it, that it's not focused on restriction and that you are limited and at a space of not being able to enjoy delicious foods. So that's the one aspect that I really try and focus hard on in my practice. But let me jump away with sharing my screen. And I am excited for good collaboration in terms of interactions. So let me go here. As you can see with the name, Nourish to Flourish, we diving into a topic that touches every single one of us, and that's food. But not just any food, food that is grown, harvested, and crafted right here in South Africa, food that can fuel our minds, bodies, and communities. And I specifically chose to call this session Nourish to Flourish because eating isn't just about getting by. We can actually focus on thriving in our work, our energy, and our communities. And you'll soon see you don't need imported pills and powders to get there. But before we dive in with the content, so if I can ask everyone if you can take your smartphone or if you are joining from a computer, if you can just go to slido.com and either enter that code, or if you have the QR code, you will scan and immediately I will be able to see you here. I'm just quickly going to see if I can see how many people have joined so far. I need to present it here actually. I'm going to pull that over to this side. Yes, here we are. So you'll see this Slido. And then on my side, is that now the present? Okay, let's double check. Yes. So if you've never done this before, what I love about the Slido, let's see if it's showing up here. Yes, this is one of those amazing tools that just can show us, get us interacting, and yeah, just seeing what almost the level of knowledge is before we dive in. So I asked, what is your go-to power food when you need energy? So as you can see here at the top, they're still showing 0 people have joined. Other other presenters, you're also welcome to join here. So if we're joining there, I see Addie put her name, it's sugar, meat, chocolate. So let's see some more answers. See nuts, cabbage and pap. So something that's quite nice about this word cloud is that the more people that say the same thing, that word would actually become a little bit bigger. So for example, if someone else says, for example, meat, it would, for example, just become a little bit bigger. Let's see. Thank you for that person who listened to me. If we do it like that, that's where we can see everyone's power food, see protein popping up there. Let's see the other one. Banana, dried fruits, sugar. Definitely lovely. So let us double check. So I see that we have 11 answers so far. If anyone else has anything to add, see we still have one person typing. Let's give that person an opportunity before we move on to the next. Oats, definitely a very good power food. Okay, so thank you for that. Let's go to the next one. Which of the South African food have you eaten in the past month? So morogo, so wild greens, amadumbe or taro root, cowpeas, sugar beans, sorghum and millet porridge, or none of the above? Okay, I see it's quite spread. We have morogo, we have cowpeas and sugar beans. A few none of the above, sorghum and millet. See, amadumbe or taro root is not that common. Okay, let's see. So here we have quite a few votes. Okay, lovely. Let me just give a few more seconds. Okay, perfect. Thank you for everyone's votes for that one so far. Let's go to the next one. So if you may be late to this, that is exactly why you can see this little QR code still here at the top. You can join at any time. But the third question, if you had to choose one priority from food, what would that be? Energy and mental focus, affordability, connection to culture, or health or longevity? See quite a few votes for energy and mental focus, health and longevity. See affordability is also quite up there. Connection to culture. Okay, yay. Thank you for that one. I wanted to say that one no one has voted for yet. I see a few still typing. Okay. Energy and mental focus still high up on the list. Health and longevity. Oh, the dietitian me is so proud and so happy to see that as well. Okay. Connection to culture jumping up a little bit higher. And affordability is still at the bottom, but still has a few votes. And something that's fascinating to me, and I don't know if it is to the others, but many times when people choose foods, affordability is the first thing that gets cited. Maybe I'm just talking to the people here who value their energy and mental focus and their health and longevity. But we will speak about the economical aspect of food as well. Okay, so if that was just our little icebreaker for now, please, you're still welcome to join there at slido.com or scan the little code. But then I am going to be starting our quiz. So now all our participants can join. You can type in your name. I can see that Sebenzile Puti Tsejo is already in, so please join. Okay. Lovely. I'm going to give a few seconds until everyone is in. And please, the aim for this is not at all because I want to humiliate anyone for not knowing these answers to this quiz. This is almost just to gauge already the level of knowledge or maybe the areas. And I'll be referring back to many of these findings. For example, if there is a specific study that highlighted something specific, I will highlight that as well. So let's see. I see we have most of our participants on. So let's go to our first question. So our first question is, which traditional South African food is lower in glycemic index than sweet potato? So lower means low and slow, so slow release of glucose into the bloodstream. So I see a vote for amadumbe, white bread. So I see pumpkin and butternut don't have votes yet. So I can see there at the top, you can see at the top, the little, sorry, my slides are just on the other side. 7 out of the 12 people have responded so far. So there are quite a few votes for quite a few of them. Okay, so I'm going to give a few more minutes. 8 minutes, seconds for everyone to have an opportunity to vote. I see someone change their vote. You're welcome to do that too if you have second thoughts as we are going on. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to give about half a minute more, and then I'm going to lock the voting. Okay. Okay, so there our votes are in. let's reveal the answer so that you can see what the votes were. We reveal the correct answer. Well done to everyone who said Amadumbe. If you haven't had this ever before, we'll definitely be chatting about that in the webinar. So if we look at the leaderboard, well done to Ramatsubane and Jenny, I didn't add surname, Brian, Ramafilwe, and Lungile. Okay, that is question number 1. Don't worry to the rest. You can also dethrone our winners by voting quickly. So get your fingers ready for the next question. Which of the following nutrients help reduce oxidative stress and support neurotransmitter function? Vitamin A, D, magnesium, or calcium? So I see 4 people have voted so far. 5 votes are in. Okay. Which of the following nutrients reduce oxidative stress and support neurotransmitter function? Vitamin A, vitamin D, magnesium, calcium. Okay. Again, just to highlight, if you are late to this party, you're welcome to still join that little QR code at the top by scanning your computer or typing in slido.com with that number 1989737 to also have your opportunity to vote. I'm going to give a few more seconds if you quickly want to shoot your shot, and then we can lock the voting. Okay, so magnesium scored very high. Let's reveal the answer. Well done to everyone who said magnesium. So let's look at that leaderboard. Oh, the tables have turned a little bit. So Ramatsubane, well done. Remafilwe, Brian, Sebenzile, and Jenny. That's our top 5 so far. So let us quickly go to our next question. So well done. Let's go to the next question. What percentage of South African households are currently unable to afford a healthy food basket? And you can see there, I put the little, oh, I actually didn't. It's here on my side. Maybe you can see, I'll show it a little bit later, the scientific study that was conducted on this. See, the votes are coming in. Okay. Let's see. I'll give a few more seconds. 25, 40, 60, and 75. Okay. And this is the middle question. So after this, we still have 2 more. So you still have time to redeem yourself. Okay. Let's lock this voting. So see that 75% and 60% had the highest votes. Let's reveal this answer. It's 60%, which is actually a shocking number. So proudly say maybe we should do another talk on veggie gardens, because that's one of the aspects that I wanted to get to, but I don't have enough time for. So Ramatsubane, you are still at the lead. Well done. Brian, Jenny, Sebenzile, and Remafilwe. So well done, you guys. I almost don't even have to listen to my presentation. I'm so impressed. So second last question. Which of these foods is considered more nutrient dense per rand than more processed foods? Almond milk, cowpeas, energy bars, fruit yogurt. Okay. Did I close the voting already? Oops. Did I? Voting closed. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I actually didn't think maybe my keyboard is just very sensitive. Actually don't know how to unclose that. Guys, I'm so sorry. Let me maybe say previous step. Okay, yes. There you can still vote if you haven't. My hand was just resting on the pad, so sorry about that. See, we still have a few people that need to vote. It's now on a timer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now it locks immediately. So that is not me. Let's reveal this answer. The answer is cowpeas. So you will see a little bit later, legumes are the real heroes. So Ramatsobane still at the top. Brian, Jenny, Rumafilwe, Sebenzile. You're doing really well. So last question. Let's see if anyone can dethrone Ramatsobane. But well done so far. True or false? Wild greens like morogo contain higher levels of iron and antioxidants than spinach. So we have a few votes in so far. 9 votes in, 10 votes in. I'll give a few more seconds. Okay, I'm going to lock the voting because I need to start giving my presentation. So, revealing the answer is true. So let's look at the final leaderboard. Ramatsobane, Brian, Jenny, Rumafilwe, Matsopelo, well done. That you can see the little flickers and the confetti. We really like, this is well done. It's definitely something good. So let's go back to the presentation. So what this means and why this is important. Sorry, let me go there. So let's just look at why it matters. We live in a high pressure, fast paced world. Whether you're a student, a business owner, or a parent managing 5 different schedules, you need fuel that keeps up with you. But here's the problem. The modern food landscape is dominated by quick fixes, restrictive trends, and imported products marketed as superfoods. Yet the very foods that our grandparents ate, your traditional grains, your leafy greens, your legumes, have extraordinary nutritional value, and that can support not only our bodies, but also our local economy. So food is power, and what we choose to eat affects how we feel, how we perform, and even how we connect to our heritage. And when we buy local, we make that even stronger. So today, I want to show you how South African foods are more than just ingredients. They're tools for well-being and economic transformation. So let's look at some of our traditional and local nutritional heroes. So first up, sorghum. This traditional grain is high in B vitamins and fiber. It supports energy metabolism, gut health, and keeps you fuller for longer. It's been used for generations and stands tall next to quinoa or millet. Then we have amadumbe, known as taro. It's an earthy root vegetable that's rich in potassium, magnesium, and resistant starch. And that means it keeps our blood sugar stable, supporting muscle function and fuels steady energy throughout the day. Then there's morogo, a group of indigenous leafy greens like amaranth, cowpea leaves, and nightshade. They are rich in magnesium, vitamin C, carotenoids, and iron. And that means antioxidant protection, immune support, and better oxygen flow to your brain. Cowpeas and other legumes round out that list. They're an excellent source of protein, iron, and B vitamins. And the best part, they're affordable, shelf-stable, and easy to prepare in bulk. So compared to imported superfoods like kale or lentils or even protein powders, these local options often match or exceed the nutrient profile, and they're grown right here at home. So Now let's connect the dots between food and mental performance. So your brain is a high demand organ. It uses about 20% of your total energy intake. So what you eat directly affects your focus, memory, and emotional regulation. Some of the key nutrients are B vitamins, especially your B6, B12, folate, that all of those support your neurotransmitter production. Your magnesium helps with stress resilience and better sleep. Iron ensures that oxygen gets to our brain cells and the other cells on the body as well. And when you're low on these, you might feel foggy, anxious, or tired. And guess what? Our local foods that are rich in these nutrients, like cowpea leaves and amaranth, often offer magnesium and folate. Legumes offer iron and protein, and Morocco contributes vitamin C, which helps with iron absorption. So in short, if you want better focus at work, more stable moods, more sharper thinking, eating locally is a great place to start. So here's something you've probably felt, but may not have named, the energy roller coaster. You eat a sugary or refined carb meal, you feel great for a little while, and then comes that crash. You feel tired, distracted, and maybe even a bit irritable. Now imagine a different curve, one where your energy is steady, your blood sugar levels stable, and your brain clear for hours. That is the power of glycemic stability. So local foods like amadumbe, cowpeas, and whole grains release glucose slowly. And remember when I said low GI is slow release, so that means more consistent energy, fewer cravings, and better performance. So think about it like fuel economy. Would you rather have a car that needs refueling every hour or one that runs efficiently for hours? So let's maybe do a quick poll. How many of you hit that energy slump at around 3 p.m.? So maybe pop a yes or emoji in the chat. Remember that you are not alone. The solution might actually be on your plate. So let me look here at the chat. I don't see specifically. Okay, so this is the webinar chat. Anyone specific who hit that 3 p.m. slump? Or maybe with a reaction with thumbs up or with a heart, or if that is something that you've experienced in the past. See a thumbs up coming. So a few hearts. And unfortunately, we realize and this is where the clever marketing comes in. We'll talk about this in just a bit, where unfortunately we do find that oftentimes there is the marketing for example, these refined foods are done so wonderfully that we think that they are superior to the normal local traditional foods. So let me quickly see. When we think local versus important, let's talk about cost. There is a myth that healthy eating is always expensive. And yes, some wellness trends can break the bank, but when you look at nutrient density per rand, so when we talk nutrient dense, that's when we talk vitamins and minerals per gram. Energy density in comparison is something like your traditional takeaways that have a lot of energy density per gram. That is, for example, a lot of calories and kilojoules in a small amount of grams. So I'm not going to say the names, but when you drive through the drive-through, it's usually those ones that are energy dense, where nutrient density are our local foods that we speak about: fruits, veggies, legumes, nuts and seeds, whole grains. All of those are really nutrient dense, and they always, if we think about the local foods that I speak about, always win hands down. So for example, cowpeas offer high levels of protein, fiber, and iron for a fraction of the price of something like a protein shake. Fortified maize is one of the most effective sources of micronutrients. And even better, local produce from street vendors and informal markets are often cheaper and fresher than what you would buy in chain stores. So if you're looking to eat well on a budget, eating local isn't just patriotic, it's smart economics. So let's look at the economics of healthy eating. When we zoom out and look at what if entire communities eat more local food, we see job creation. We see farmers and food entrepreneurs thrive. I'm listening to AD with this wonderful food truck initiative and realizing like that is someone who you are not just making a rich stakeholder or investor richer. It's you are like actually helping an entrepreneur feeding a family. We see stronger supply chains and less dependence on imports. One example, for example, is the National School Nutrition Program, which sources some of the ingredients directly from smallholder farmers. That kind of procurement feeds children and grows the economy. So imagine the impact if more public institutions, hospitals, schools, universities were able to follow suit. It's not just nutrition intervention, it's a policy tool for transformation. So every time you choose a local product, you're voting for a stronger and more self-reliant food system. But of course, we can't talk about the benefits without acknowledging the barriers. Urban lifestyles often prioritize convenience. Processed foods are cheap, available everywhere, and require no prep. Meanwhile, many traditional foods are seen as old-fashioned or inferior. There's also a skills gap. Many people don't know how to cook these local ingredients anymore. And in financial constraints, it's clear that it isn't just a personal choice, it's systemic. So we need more nutrition advice, we need better access, better education, and visibility around these foods in our markets and media. So how do we change the narrative? So in terms of education, we need to teach people how to cook local foods in a modern, time-saving way. So I think that, for example, the air fryer is a great example of something that they didn't have years ago, but that can really help save time. Something like pressure cookers, if you're thinking about cooking beans. Share your recipes on social media, run school workshops. I'll share a few resources after this. In terms of celebration, make traditional foods aspirational again. Showcase them in restaurants, events, and media, maybe turning cowpea stew into a talking point. Access, we need to support markets, gardens, and community food systems. Push for public procurement from small-scale farmers. And most importantly, we need to lead by example. Share your local food choices with pride. Talk about your culture's wisdom. The more we normalize it, the more it spreads. So when we look at knowledge, sometimes the barrier isn't access, it's simply not knowing what to do with the ingredients. And that's where education becomes powerful, not just in formal settings, but in everyday moments. Because YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, these platforms are now classrooms. They offer quick, visual, and relatable content that can meet people exactly where they are in their kitchens. And here are a few local creators and platforms that I really love because they make South African food accessible, exciting, and empowering. Foodies of South Africa. It's great for playful, everyday recipes with familiar ingredients. Lorna Maseko for elevated, elegant twists to local classics. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but Panana TV with Monica Peche for practical home cooking and traditional recipes. And Chef Booney, his full name is Lufuno Sintumile, sorry. He's a chef and educator bringing incredible warmth and authenticity to traditional dishes. And these are powerful tools for reviving confidence in local cooking. And if you're ever looking for a recipe, a new idea, inspiration for a community program, this is a great place to start. So to wrap up, South African foods are not a thing of the past. They are the key to the future. They're rich in nutrients, kind to your budget, and deeply rooted in heritage. They support energy, focus, and emotional well-being, and they uplift local communities. So the next time you shop, cook, or eat, ask yourself, what's growing right here that I can enjoy today? And let's stop chasing health from afar. Let's nourish ourselves where we are with what we already have. thank you everyone for your time and your curiosity. So if you'd like to connect, collaborate, or just follow our work, you can find me at EBS Dietitians. EBS Dietitians, my social handle, or nbonsante.co.za on social media. So that is it from me. I'll hand over to Adi.
Thank you, Etha. That was so informative. That was like so fun to be engaging in such stats. I actually felt like I need to go back to farmer school. It's just really amazing that we can actually see the stats of others in our community, because it actually shows us where we need to start working on, and the areas that we need to start plugging in more. And is it not so that the spirit of sustainability will really take us through all the rest of the years that our generations are to come? So we got to start getting that right. And like you said, starting with the vegetable garden, it's such a small thing, but it can grow into such a big thing. So thank you so much for sharing with us. That was really, really, really fun. I'm going to call on Piti Mafolo right now. She is the founder of Bonolo Naturals. Piti is proudly South African entrepreneur, business leader, and community builder, dedicated to promoting health, wellness, and sustainable living. You're in good company, Piti. With over 14 years of experience in retail management and administration, she successfully managed both local and international administration, and she's international brands, and developing strong company cultures and driving operational growth across diverse sectors. Her journey combines a deep understanding of South African consumers with the passion of natural wellness and community empowerment. Through her ventures, she celebrates African heritage, promoting locally made products, and empowers communities to embrace healthy and sustainable lifestyle. I'm so excited to meet you. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. You are from the beauty and personal care space and industry. You're going to be sharing a little bit about the advantages of locally made skincare, hair care, and cosmetic products. Please take the floor, share with us a little bit about what you do.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Piti Mafolo. I'm born and bred in Polokwane, South Africa, one of the warmest and sunniest provinces. I am the founder of Bonolo Naturals. Bonolo Naturals is a hair and skincare brand which we started, myself and my husband, during 2020. It's 5 years in existence. Bonolo means gentleness. It means soft. So you guarantee that our products will be gentle on your skin and on your hair, and are locally produced. So I'm just going to give you a little background and journey about myself, and then so that you can be able to understand Bonolo as a brand and how it came about. So I've spent like 12 years in the retail industry. I managed both local and international brands. This experience taught me how to understand people, their choices, their complaints, and also their confidence. I hold a retail management diploma, also health and safety, and all this knowledge helped me into producing what we have today, which is Bonolo Natural. So working with people on a daily basis, you get to find out what they like about their hair, what they like about their skin, or even the complaints that they have, their problems. When we produce a product, we want to produce something that's going to help someone's pain. For example, someone would complain about hair loss, that dryness, dandruff, shrinkage of hair, even scalp irritations, or uneven skin tones and blemishes. So that's how Bonolo Naturals was birthed. I wanted to produce products that didn't just promise results. I wanted products that told a story. So someone would say, why locally made ingredients? Because they are relatable. Locally made ingredients are sustainable, and they're rooted in heritage. I grew up hearing stories about how about how our grandparents used to use your natural butters, your herbs to protect the skin and the hair while working in the African sun. So, uh, so these were like beauty tips which were passed on from generation to generation. Each Bonolo natural product carries a piece of that history. Every ingredient is carefully chosen, not just for its beauty benefits, but it's a connection to our land and to our people. Um, I'm also building relationships with farmers. It's very important that I build relationships with farmers, and I do that through networking events. At networking events, whether it's in person, it's online. The point is, this is the very people I get my products from. Let's say, for example, a farmer plants a seed and the seed gives us oranges. So the farmer takes the oranges to different retail stores. Let's say your ShopRite, your Pick n Pay, your Woolies, in different grades, your Boxers and them. Then comes my company, which also wants a piece of that orange for my beauty soaps. I want the zest to make organic, natural skin products. I want to make your soaps which are not harmful to your skin, which will help you with radiance and so on. You know, some people just don't want anything or products that have chemicals in them. So when a farmer sees oranges, which he makes profit by selling it to stores. And then maybe another person, when they see the orange, they are thinking, I can make my juice, I can make my yogurt. At Bonolo Naturals, we're thinking of soaps, we're thinking of serums, we're thinking of body scrubs, we're thinking of those nice smelling room sprays. So we're taking it to the next level. We want organic products for your hair, for your skin, for your body, for massages, and so on. That's how my creative processes started, by seeing possibility in what is grown around us. My clients are people who value wellness, those who love fitness, they love eating clean, and natural living. Also students who suffer from acne problems. Bonolo Naturals will give them the body butters, which come from or are made with natural ingredients that we're familiar with. I believe we all know your marula. We are all familiar with your aloe vera, your lavender, your buchu, your bohabab, your rose, your turmeric, your pawpaws, your carrots. All these are homegrown. So in order for Bonolo to exist, we need the farmers. So we support the farmers, and the farmers bring in employment. And as they bring employment, and also if our products are purchased more and more by South Africans, then we are also creating more and more employment. So we're also building transparency in our products. So my husband created an online store for us so that our products can be accessible to our clients. Through the website, people don't just buy the products. They get to read about the ingredients as well. They get to understand our heritage. They get to understand the story behind the products. So we're transparent in what we sell. And people love that they love the fact that our products are things that they're familiar with. It's the veggies they're familiar with, the plants that they're familiar with. It's local products that they're familiar with. The difference is that they're organic, they're fresh. I'm just going to share just a bit about the advantages of buying local products. You know, our products, we get them from the farmers, which guarantees freshness. So whatever we use to make our butters or our oils are fresh. Imagine having to get a certain ingredients from another country, which might take months, and it doesn't guarantee freshness when it arrives. So one of the red flags of using international products is that it doesn't guarantee freshness. and then sustainability and eco-conscious practices. Like locally made products reduce carbon emissions and encourages environmentally friendly sourcing, supporting local farmers. This means supporting ethical, sustainable agricultural systems that represent both people and the planet. Products made for our people by South Africans, which know and understand your skincare, your skin's uniqueness, your skin's texture, and also understand the climate. Basically, the product is made by people like you and for you. We also understand the value of women. Women love the skin, they love the crown. You know, your confidence is built up just by having a nice hairdo. You know, when a person walks in a room with a beautiful natural hairdo, it just brings up confidence. When a person's skin glows with our natural butters, it also is attractive. And then we also like proud to be eliminating certain problems that people are going through in regards to the hair, in regards to the skin. And we also are going to be launching our sunscreen, which is an SPF 50, which has marula oil, which is so relatable. Everybody knows the history of the marula oil, how it removes pigmentation, removes dark marks. So imagine having a moisturizer that will help you with your skin problems and also help you with the burning sun. Like I come from a province where it's hectic hot at times, so the sunscreen is something that I believe people are gonna love. It's locally made, has local ingredients being used for the product, and we're creating employment through the production of the skin products. So when I mention ingredients like your aloe vera, people automatically knows like, okay, this is South African. When I mention your moringa, people already know this is South African. And then the question should be, what can moringa also do besides being energy booster and so on? You can use it for your hair, you can use it for your skin. So we would like to encourage that you buy local products, you buy local produced products by South Africans for South Africans. When you walk into your stores or when you see them on social medias, we encourage you to support us. Use what we produce. We produce them with all our hearts for you, for everyone, and in order for you to have beautiful skin and beautiful hair. So in closing, from a girl in the Limpopo province where there's hot sun, the same sun that inspired me to protect our skin has also inspired me to create Bonolo Naturals and Bonolo Naturals sunscreen. And it's a nature shield from the heat of Limpopo. So let's buy local and support Bonolo Naturals. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Betty. That was really inspirational. I love to hear stories of how women are starting doing it from the ground. I heard you speaking about, how we hear our ancestors and past generations talking about plants and herbs that are healing us. I think about something as simple as eucalyptus. It's the go-to for almost everybody when their chest sore, they have got congestion. We even have amaranth actually growing on our farm as well, which I, prior to having this farm, really did not even know how to produce. And so in that, I think we are staying effective and close by to our heritage. So yay to us. Thank you so much for a fantastic presentation. Mathapelo Matuko, you are the founder of V Fusion Cosmetics. You are going to be speaking to us about innovation and entrepreneurs in the health sector. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Please join us to the floor. For everyone that doesn't know Mathapelo, she's a dynamic entrepreneur and brand builder with over a decade of experience blending science, design, and heart to create purpose-driven ventures. As the founder of V Fusion Cosmetics, She has pioneered premium skincare rooted in African healing traditions while also contributing to national research initiatives. Her expertise spans product formulation, graphic design, business strategy, and community engagement. She's got leadership. Her leadership extends beyond businesses. She's mentored youth, led women's ministries, built bridges between tradition and innovation. We were so excited to have you with us this afternoon. Please come to the floor and share with us what it is that you do, and perhaps you can share with us about the opportunities for collaborating between consumers and local producers, and also just how local wellness brands are shaping South Africa's future health landscape. Thank you so much for joining us. Mathapelo.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. Like she said, my name is Mathapelo. I'm the founder of Fusion Cosmetics. And today we're going to be sharing a bit more about how local wellness brands are shaping South Africa's future's health landscape. But before we get to that, she has introduced me. I don't need to introduce myself further. But I just want us to take a bit of a 3-year detour journey back at the times where all of us nationwide, globally actually, where we struggled a lot with the pandemic that we're faced with. So the national healthcare system during the COVID-19 pandemic faced a very serious functional problems in diagnosing the disease and providing patients with accessible and high quality medical care, and which directly affected a number of proportions of those who became ill, and some, of course, who recovered, but unfortunately some died from the COVID-19. And the suddenness and also the speed and the scale of the spread of COVID led to a collapse, to a significant disruption that the functioning of medical institutions in most countries, including South Africa, really we were so much infected and also impacted. And that's where how the entrepreneurs or local brands really came up. For instance, I'll just take it with me, for example. I myself suffered the COVID. And when I wanted to go to the hospital to get the oxygen and stuff, and I remembered this pretty much everything that I have in my kitchen for anything flu symptoms that I can pretty much create or develop to ensure that I am of better health. There's she spoke about eucalyptus. We had the eucalyptus, we had the tea tree, we had mushonyani, we had rooibos. We had a lot of herbs, tea bags included, that we would mix concoctions, steam. You know, back in the days, we were told that when you are feeling hot outside and cold inside, take a bit of a stone, a big rock, put it inside a pot, let it boil with the water, and then take it out, put it inside the water, and steam yourself, and then that's exfoliating pretty much outside. So those were the things that during that COVID-19 really helped me to sort of escape going to the hospital, but have the natural home remedies that actually helped me. And this has led to so much innovations, like I don't want to get into the aspect of dagga, but mixing such herbs, because these were native herbs where you boil them and you drink the water, and you boil the mhlonyan and you mix together and you drink. That helps to release. So in terms of how local wellness brands are shaping South Africa's future health, and taking back from the time of COVID, because that's where we saw a lot of incline in terms of sales and revenue and growth in the organic or vegan space. So the local wellness brands in South Africa now are playing a transformative, a very crucial, critical role in the transformative role, transformative role in reshaping the country's health landscape. That one that is rooted in being accessible to cultural relevance, and overall, our dietitian spoke very well about being the holistic well-being, and taking morogo, umbito. Those are very rich vegetables, very rich superfoods that we can literally have at the back of our garden, and also to embrace the embrace of traditional healing, herbal remedies, and plant-based nutrition that are rooted in African heritage. And indeed, there is a gap where we have a gap where our young people don't know how to cook or transform these native or natural plants and herbs that we have into something that is super, into something that is more sustainable, into something that is healthy for living. And the local brands are indeed at this day and age now, with the growing demand of consumers looking for natural and organic products, like the local brands now are decentralizing wellness by expanding into townships and rural areas. Back in the days, if you want to go to a beautiful spa, do your beautiful massage, you would pretty much go to your high up end suburban areas or centers. But now we have these things in our local areas. We have these things within our own communities, and they have now started. Now the wellness, it's really not necessarily now becoming expensive. It is indeed financially expensive. However, it has become affordable in terms of pricing and community-based engagement. And of course, this also helps to bridge the gap between the luxury wellness and the everyday health. And I like it every day. So sometimes when you drive across, you'd find people in the locations running. You know, you don't need to go to an expensive gym. Literally, the street is now your gym. You run. There's parks that now are opened for training, for exercise, where you can do the stretches. These don't really need money. They are basic everyday things that one does to keep healthy. And also promoting the local superfoods and plant-based living. It is very important as the people in South Africa, or the locals, the consumers, that we support our and promote our South African superfoods like the Baobab, like Rooibos. Now recently there's a memorandum of agreement that has been signed between the Khoisan in regards to the honey bush and the trade and industry. So those are the things that are very much native to us, like your moringa, and who are being spotlighted in the wellness products, and not because they are popular by name, but it is because of the chemical composition and compounds that they house within them that are very beneficial and very good for our own wellness. And of course, brands are encouraging, we are encouraging plant-based diets, not just only for health, but also for sustainability and ethically living. And this rise of ethical consumerism increases environmental consciousness and, of course, ethical considerations. So now we're shifting from, it's nice, it's like, it smells nice, but we're looking at traceability. We're looking at the origin. We're looking at the ingredients. We're looking at the story behind, the culture behind. Gone are the days where now everything goes. We want to see traceability. We want to hear sustainability. We want to hear, because remember, gone are those days where we would do just anything and everything and would harm the environment and in the process be cruel to animals. But at this day and age, we can say more or less, in inverted commas, thank you to COVID for conscientizing us of the importance of natural plant-based products, and how local brands as well, in closing, are adding, or rather we collaborate. I'll take it with me. I deal a lot with food care. I love feed. I enjoy dealing with feed, handling the food health, wellness or matters. So we've got a product line that focuses on food, for you, from your dry, rough, cracked heels, fatigued feet, feet that have your nails that have got fungus infections. And and now this brings me the aspect of I cannot be a sole runner in this. Collaboration is important. It doesn't mean that because now we are organic, now we are vegan, now we've got these things, that we have to play far away from the medical field or the medical personnel. Collaborate. Bring it in. I'm collaborating with a podiatrist. And for me, I am not looking as this person is my competition or my competitor. As a matter of fact, she is complimenting me and I am complimenting her with both. We grew up when you say two heads together make a nuclear bomb. So why food health matters is because, especially, this has proved a lot during the COVID time, when our health system was so severely put under stress with long working hours, standing on their feet for a very, very long time, poor food care, coming home tired, fatigued, with long physical. Now the impact is so severe because now we can see now the physical damage that COVID has put on our health workers. When now these are the conversations that we need to be open about, to say, how do we bring these worlds together? How do we collaborate the organic world, the vegan world, the natural world, and the medical world, collaborating and making sure that we serve our community very well. So with just that, I will stay there because I know there's some Q&As. Everybody is burning to ask questions, to engage with us. So, but the most important thing is that the negative that has happened a while ago has opened up so much door for the natural world to, or rather the organic world, to increase and grow. And for us as consumers and innovators and entrepreneurs to see that indeed this was not a wasted time and investment or innovation, but this indeed it is what our people need. And it is very important that as consumers, as our people, we support local brands. And I've always said, we are proudly South African. Your story matters. And I always close with, we always fail forward, but never fail back. Thank you.
Can we please fail forward into getting our heads together and putting a nuclear bomb on my farm? Because those ideas and those innovations were truly remarkable and mind-blowing. Thank you for sharing so much with us. You speak about COVID, and without, like, sharing too much, for lack of a better form, it was a mental, spiritual, emotional reset. When we could not get access to regular food, we started thinking deeper, going, serving people in the community amidst each other who had a spare piece of garlic left. We have to put it in hot water. Anyone got turmeric? I remember that season, and it actually caused myself to go down a rabbit hole. And I think many of the viewers also didn't really appreciate what is in our food, what is in the animal's food of what we're eating, because it looks so nice with on the green pasture, but what are they actually getting fed that we as the consumers don't know about? And that rabbit hole spiraled out of control to a place where I started asking many questions. And I think consciousness fell and dawned on many of us South Africans as well when we saw what the retail industry was saving for us, you know, as the last chain in South Africa. I think some of the first world countries were getting more access to things than we were. So here we are reminding ourselves to go local. And by choosing these local products, we not only nourish our bodies, right, but what's best for the African climate and soil. And we also empower our communities. We preserve our heritage, as someone was saying earlier, and build a healthier, more sustainable future, one plate at a time. It is easy for us to expect the news and the media to market all of these wonderful, healthy products, but no one's going to do the research like you in your own home. So when you have an asthmatic child, or when you have a child that is struggling with any types of issue, not just a child, actually anyone in your home, where do you first go? Nutrition, gut health. So thank you so much for sharing all of that with us, Mathapelo. Is there anyone that has any questions for any of our panelists? Are there any questions that you have on any of the organic herbs, or is there anything that you'd like to find out? In closing, it was really awesome to meet with all of you guys. You can find this on Proudly South Africa's YouTube channel, as well as their Twitter platform and respective social media. So if you'd like to look up any of the panelists, please go ahead and check the social media out for Proudly South Africa. Thank you all very much. It was so awesome to engage with you all, and it was a pleasure learning how to ground, connect, engage, and heal. See you all soon.
There's a voice that is calling, loudly calling, day by day, the voice of the future.
When I started my business, all I wanted was to create jobs and a legacy for the next generation, because I see opportunity when others see impossibility.
It all started with a thought and then a seed in the garden, which grew into my very own farm that feeds the whole nation daily.
Cotton, silk, and a little bit of treasure, I create masterpieces that give South Africans an identity, comfort, and confidence, because when you look good, you feel good.
From the factory workers to the warehouse and then over the seas, I want to show the world what Proudly South African looks like. It all started with just some ink on paper and inspiration to bring people together. With my furniture, I now help create spaces that are beautiful, comfortable, and authentic to human light and connection.
I've always been driven by curiosity. It fueled my dreams to create automobiles that accelerate our nation into greater possibilities and the beauty of the unknown.
I was born into a rainbow nation. My life has been full of colors and mixed flavors. And when I started my bakery, I wanted to share that joy with the world and with South Africans in particular.
All I ever dreamt of was to be a bird and fly high. And now I have the wings to help others fulfill their dreams of flying high too.
But it can only be a dream until you make it a reality. All they need is your faith, your trust, your loyalty, your appreciation.
And most importantly,
your support.
Because supporting local businesses
helps create jobs
and secures our future.
South Africa, their future is in your hands. So what are you going to do about it? Be proudly South African. Buy local to create jobs.